we actually commentated an earlier match that had two Peaches as well, and that was all about. It all became about who and where the Peaches were going to interact, because a lot of the time you have Peach versus Peach. There's a lot of stray hits, and trying not to fall into like the CC down smash trap of trying to do it to each other, and then one of you gets caught in the whirlpool. So a lot of the time what you'll find is the Peaches pair off against the opponent's other character.
I do think one thing that's really cool about Peach is that Peach can be so many. Peach can wait a lot in teams, which is really nice, because Peach is such a tank. The problem with that being also Peach is relatively slow, so Peach sometimes can get like cornered and double teamed, and you kind of have to know. Nice conversion there from blue team, so the Dutch team Noxxa Pixel.
Yep.
And they get the first stock on the other side of it.
Early stock on Malmortis there. So what I've found is that Malmortis is one of the Falcons that is able, is read heavy. So in previous matches, what we've seen him do is throwing out aerials, preemptive aerials, knees in place. We watched him get like about 4 or 5 aerials, like knees in a row, just by knowing intuiting where his opponent's going to be. And I kind of feel like if you're a player like that, the success of your team and like these early kills are going to come down to whether or not you're just in tune with what their habits are.
Yeah, which is a very hard playstyle to fare in teams, because so much is happening that you kind of have two opponents that you kind of have to read the right option for. On the other hand, if you throw one out preemptively, then really good pickup by Noxxa there.
Very good pickup by Noxxa.
Pixel as well. Pixel has been doing a lot of good work on the edge guards already.
Majoras just misses saving his friend there, unfortunately.
Yeah, and then the...
Oh, it's a real unfortunate kill there. A real unfortunate death, rather, by Noxxa. Just an early brawly drop.
Then both... It is always an interesting situation when you edge guard 2 versus 2. Especially when both teams now have had both players on one edge guard side now. Like, kind of how you handle that situation with, the usual 2v1 edge guard strat of, well, one goes off and covers the high options, and one goes covers an edge or something.
Yeah.
You can kind of use the same scenarios. You just have to be a lot more precise when two people are recovering if you want to pick up on both of them.
Yeah, and it's so difficult for the recovering players as well, because you then have to be really in tune with what your teammate's going to do. Because if you both go for ledge, well, one of you is dead.
Yeah, exactly. Pixel again doing good work though. Majoras sadly SDing there, 0%. I think that was an SD.
Yeah, I think so too. See, this is the kind of thing
where exactly. They both go out, and Malmortis is dead for it.
Yeah.
And
Majoras has
very hard to overcome.
That mountain to climb here. I mean, you never want to say this looks impossible, but this looks pretty impossible.
Yeah. This is very, very hard to do. Okay, gets back to ledge one more time. But 5 stocks as Peach against a different Peach and a Fox. Peach generally one of the characters that isn't as good in 2v1s just because of the innate speed difference between a character like Peach and a character like Fox.
Yep. Also, our playstyle is based around trading as well, so it's
exactly.
There's only so much that you can do before you're at 150% and then you're dead.
Yeah. But also, I think that the Dutch team was really, really good there at keeping their spacing in between each other, and really the synergy was really on par. Where you've seen Malmortis Majoras sometimes, they both go out for an edge guard, or they get into each other's combo a bit. It isn't very obvious. It isn't big mistakes, but it's small interactions like that we just aren't seeing from Pixel and Noxxa.
I think that's it, and I had the same comment when we were doing doubles pulls. Is that it's these small moments that let the other opponent's doubles team just pull away enough that there's just a huge separation in stocks and percent.
Yeah. Nice. Now we have Malmortis once again throwing out short hop aerials with reckless abandon. And interesting angle there from Pixel.
Really try to commit very hard to killing the Fox there.
Yeah. Which I think can be a really cool, interesting strategy, because you have time when the Peach is further away from the action. So
Yep.
one school of thought is, okay, Peach can't move very well, so let's 2v1 the Peach. The other being, well, Peach can't move very well, let's go across the stage, try to 2v1 the Fox. Ooh, very good down smash there from Majoras.
So I think the other thing to note. Oh, what an up air! Oh no, living. Still an incredible up air. So one of the things that I think is really like these small moments that we're talking about that I think is really important is that when your teammate dies, if you find yourself caught in a 2v1 situation, it can be so bad, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the small mistakes that lead up to big problems are you not just keeping safe, stalling, running away, you know, that or like if you try to interact or you get caught interacting, suddenly, you know, you could eat 80% of the time that they've come back down again, and the gap is just increased that much more just based on the fact that you were caught in a
That's
scramble.
really good shine by Pixel there. Shines Majoras off the ledge, and Majoras had basically the option getting caught in double edge guard or killing Malmortis there.
Malmortis.
Noxxa doesn't get the save, instead SD's down, and
suddenly Spainer up out of nowhere just by value of a couple of good interactions.
But now they've basically done 120% unanswered before right now, where Malmortis has a big combo going on Peach. But now again, double edge guard.
This is where Majoras needs to stay, you know, just not get hit until Malmortis comes back. And unfortunately dies for it.
Goes for it. I think it's interesting, Noxxa really goes far out for some of these edge guards. Which I'm not used to seeing really, but it is really interesting because like it kind of challenges that sort of waiting game that you're talking about.
Yeah, I think with like you've got to do it like especially Peach on Peach, where like let's be real, like off stage, if you could because your float is like sort of semi-safe, right? If you go out and just threaten the space, you force them to do something, you know?
Ooh, beautiful. Good wait.
Oh, if he grabbed ledge, it would have been a different story, but we clean it up anyway. Very nice. Okay.
Noxxa again with the air dodge off. That is so unfortunate. Ooh, beautiful reverse pharaoh. And now we have Malmortis caught in the blender for a bit.
What a pickup by Pixel.
And finishes the edge guard, and that should be stock. No, it's not.
Malmortis lives. Incredible recovery.
On the other side, Majoras is
he lives
taking the waiting game.
I can't believe that. Take the stock.
The double slap comes out.
Doubles, yeah.
This time though, a lot more like doable situations. Still very hard, but Falcon versus 2 stocks feels a lot more doable than Peach versus 5.
Yeah, especially if you could get rid of the Fox early, then you know I feel like you know, like
look at the way that Pixel and Noxxa are doubling. They're never really leaving their spacing, which makes it really hard for Malmortis to hit one of them without getting not even whiff punished.
Oh, when he gets rid of the Peach!
He gets the Peach!
And now this is like more than doable. One grab is really all it's going to take.
Yeah.
Especially if he's you know in the zone that we talked about before.
Back air, and this is also a 1v1 edge guard now. And a 1v1 edge guard, Fox versus Falcon is a rinse repeat, just holds ledge, and that's 2-0.
It's unfortunate.
Or
that really came down to really one interaction. If Malmortis was, you know, feeling his intuition and able to like react well to the down throw, if he just needed the grab. But you know, it was a good effort. Like it was such a difference between game 1 and game 2. You know, like they adapted. If this was a best of 5, I feel like we might have seen games go their way, and this might have gone.
Yeah, definitely games. I think Noxxa Pixel, like they looked so confident in their team that I think like they are still looking like the favorites in that set.
Yeah.
No matter what. Also, I'm just looking at the bracket, and I am so looking forward to that winner's semis final now that we're getting with Noxxa and Pixel versus Humpe and Q.
That'll be
which
great.
is a Swedish team, like a very old school Swedish team that's also been around for ages at this point, which I always loved seeing. So that's going to be super fun.
That'll be great. Who else is who's going for? I'm trying to find the bracket, but I'm having a bit of trouble here.
We also have Rix and Kinzo also already waiting in winners semis, which is also going to be a beast of a team to face.
Yeah, I mean probably the favorites for the whole thing.
Yeah, just based on single skill, yeah, for sure. I think they've also been like statically teaming for a while now. They're also getting even nicer on their team as like they're getting along.
Yeah. So we had Sharp and unfortunately Sharp and Base DQ'd. They were put on quite a show in pools, so I'm quite disappointed that they actually didn't get to fight.
That was really cool. I saw one of their sets as well in pools, which was like
and then we've got Rix, Kinzo, Timmy Kellner in one side of winner semis, and then Hyun PQ, Noxxa Pixel on the other side.
Is Timmy Kellner already?
Timmy Kellner beat Abarav Jormus 2-0.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like Timmy Kellner is also sounds like a really fun team to watch and play. Kellner, especially notorious team specialist, even before Kellner was good in singles, which he is. Kellner Prince used to be the team in Germany where it was like, okay, these guys are there, like, oh no, what are we even doing against this peach puff team that is just taken over the south of Germany super quickly?
Yeah, it can be very daunting when you come up against it because I think like so few people really specialize in teams and like doubles. Like a lot of the time, I think it's like, oh, we're both really good singles players. We will team and just impose our skill on into the doubles match. But if you've got like a team that are players that really specialize in doubles, it opens up so many more possibilities when you go like, why is this so difficult, or why are they so good or so hard to beat? Are we going to actually? Do we know who's up next?
We should be going into it. We should be either we're going into winners semis or we're going into losers bracket. I think because losers bracket is kind of still catching up to where we.
Right. So I mean, losers looks like it's going to be the losers of the last two matches we just commentated. So Malmortis, Majoras versus Gleekit shifting. That'll be great.
Yeah, that will also be very fun.
And we get teams with double Falcon, which just makes the whole thing more explosive.
Oh yeah, that's Falcon versus Peach Falcon then. That's also That is one where you can really see the difference between the teams because like the Falcon kind of always does his thing, always is fast, quick kill moves, hard hitting. But the Falco kind of amplifies the tempo where the Peach sort of plays it more defensively. So sometimes you'll have like in Peach Falcon, like for me when I would play Peach Falcon, I would usually consider the Peach the more defensive and Falcon the what's it called? How you call it? The aggressor basically in the team.
Yeah.
Where in Falcon, it's kind of the other way around, where you send in the Falco first with shines, back airs, up tilts, whatever, and then you kind of have the Falcon behind to break that up with up airs and airs when things go wrong.
Clean up with big hits, basically. The other thing that will be interesting is that Falcon, because of his airspeed, is like one of the characters like the most you see in doubles that like they just switches like priority switches between opponents. So like it's so much easier for Falcon to go like, well, I'm going to like fight them and then I'm going to fight the other guy versus like a Peach where it's such a commitment to break away from who you're fighting and to tackle somebody else. Falcon can just be across the stage in like half a second. So I think when you have two of them, what you're going to see is a lot of character switching and a lot of different like shorter interactions, but more explosive as people try and help each other.
Yeah, I think that's a good that's a good point of the Falcons. But we are getting news that we are not getting.
Oh, sorry.
We are not getting the Noxxa Pixel match next versus Super Q, but instead we are getting Rix and Kinzo versus Timmy and Kellner. apparently.
Oh,
But
but that'll be
they're
good
still
because
looking at which matches to bring next year.
probably the first and second seed. Now that Frenzy and Mint have dropped out, that's why they've probably ended up playing each other in winners semis.
That might be a thing, yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't have the seating in my head, but that could very well be.
yeah, so I think Rex Kinzo was second and Timmy Kellner was third. So they were due to play each other. Because we expected Mint and Frenzy to be in this, because they're not. Things changed.
Actually, pretty sad. Like there was a couple of DQs sadly in teams, which if we're already having like 5 or 6 teams per pool, it kind of hurts the tournament a bit if there's like two DQs in your pool and suddenly you're only getting to play like 3 sets instead of 5. Is not the best. But, sometimes people have legitimate reasons for dropping out that can happen, and also internet problems can always happen, which is kind of the sad thing about online. You are just less reliable than if it's offline and everyone's in the venue.
I totally agree. It's also like it's just easier to I think it's easier just like for problems to occur because of computers, and we're cobbling together like emulators.
Is right. If you're at a venue, there's one venue which can go where things can go wrong. Now in a tournament like this with over 100 players, there's over 100 players that things can go wrong for, and each their own time and each their own place.
Exactly. But in the meantime, just while we're waiting on the next match, we should shout out some of our sponsors.
You definitely should.
So yeah, I just want to start by shouting out Cones Academy, which I don't know if you've are a part of in any way, but I have been in the past, or I am part of, rather. It's an amazing service, and if you're looking to really improve as a player, I really can't think of any single thing you could do to be better than joining Cones Academy. I legitimately mean that. You sign up with a coach, you get access to all the backlogs of all the lessons. You get access to guest coaching on top of your core coach, mentality lectures, and you get to be part of the Cones Academy League, where you are put into essentially tournament, like a league matches where there's points and stuff on the line to put you into that headspace of being in tournament. Which, like, one of the things that I really struggled with was underperforming in tournament due to nerves. And that's the kind of thing that you can really focus on.
For sure. And there is a coach for you in Cones Academy. There's 22 100%. Coaches currently. We have like from like people like Mint and Nikki and Red Blaze. People like Epic Fall is a coach there who's done really, really well as like
he was my coach
as well. Yeah, he's your coach. Mo as well. If you're looking into more weird characters, Rev as well, and even NA, we Cones Academy has expanded to NA. First with like Ryobeat and Zamu, and now also Kodorin and Supi, 2 like world-class players who you can now call your coach for a relatively low amount of money.
A ridiculous low amount of money when you consider like the payoff that you're getting, and you're spending like ridiculous.
And, like, honestly, and like even if you're like kind of stingy with your money, there's also the content consumer tier for €5 a month, which you still get all the previous lessons. You get to watch all the lessons live. Like you get the access to the Discord still, and that's literally a Twitch sub. But instead of watching Twitch a couple hours a month, you're watching Melee lectures and getting better at Melee instead.
Yep. And there's like the thing is that like if you have any questions, like there's like people are always willing to ask, and you're getting answers from the best of the best. And on top of that, another couple of quid a month, you can join the league as well as being a content consumer, just on and just allow yourself to put yourself in that headspace and try and compete.
It is really cool to just have to compete.
It's really cool. I mean, to be honest, once it's been set up, I've been thinking, why hasn't someone been doing this for years, frankly?
Yeah, same. Speaking of competing, before next set, let's shout out another thing. The same events in general, still arranging Melee events throughout all of the pandemic. Next event is going to be Shelach in Ireland, hosted by Ireland. Yeah, Shelach. I honestly, I don't know the pronunciation.
Chailock is what it is.
Chailock, okay.
Chailock.
I'm doing my best from the YouTube video.
I mean, it's designed to be difficult to say. That's the point.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. Which is going to be super fun as well, where you can register 2 day as well if you want to. Again, we also the all the dates are up on the Same Circuit EU site. Um, it is like just so well organized.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards as well, we like if you want to already look at the dates for Baga and join on that, just mark the date in your calendar. In 2 months' time, there will be another event of those, and then 3 months down the line, you just mark them off as we go along. Also, Team Air, not Cone's Academy hosting that, but Team Air hosting Camp Cone, where today's the last day for registration. You can register until midnight British time. So, but basically just be safe, be there if you want to be there. Offline tournaments are returning. Let's get it.
And if you can go, I really recommend it. Like, if there's someone who knows how to run a good in real life event, it's Cone. So,
Yeah.
like his track record speaks for itself. So if you're on the fence, I really recommend it. If you're vaccinated and it's not just limited to the UK anymore. So have a think.
Exactly.
And today's your last chance. I believe that's actually us done.
Yes, because we are leaving you guys in the very capable hands of
the
Explo and Ren.
extremely capable hands of Explo and Ryzon.
Explo and Ryzon, right?
Yeah.
For top 6 of this doubles bracket. So enjoy that. That's gonna be so fun. I'm looking forward to pretty much all the matches we still have left in doubles bracket. I'm gonna be hanging out in Twitch chat for now.
I actually wish we got to commentate a little bit longer. It's been really, really fun.
It has been really fun.
But thank you very much for commentating with me, and thanks to all the viewers. I hope you've enjoyed Super Bowl Online. I know I have.
And I hope you will continue to enjoy it for today and tomorrow as well. So
okay, I think we're going to sign off for now. Enjoy the rest of the event, guys. Bye for now.